I really do enjoy it. I've got big plans and this is just a stepping stone. And you are coming along with me.
That feels good!
You know, it's amazing. I mean, I just make this titanium stuff. It's just what I do every day. But when I stop to think, like, the value of the products I'm sort of packing and shipping out, it's quite astonishing. I usually don't do it, but I think I'll do it for you today. So, first up, we have 20 scalpers. Now, these are titanium bottle openers. Next up is 10 Mr. Pries, and that's the titanium pry bar here. After that we have the T60D Tybiner, which is the titanium carabiner here. Next we have 10 titanium pens. Second to last, we have 12 titanium mechanical pencils. And finally, we have 100 tweezers to be packed. So the total for all the titanium products here is... But truthfully, it's not quite what it seems. And here's why. That's retail value. And you find out pretty quickly in business, you have to sell things for a lot more than you think you do. There's just so many things like you don't initially take into account that counts as a cost basically. For my business, I've got the cost of prototyping, rejects, got rent, monthly cost, like all that stuff. Products that don't pass quality control, the occasional refund, replacements if there's something wrong with a particular product, shipping. Yes, believe it or not, I actually pay most of the shipping costs in what I ship. The fees the credit card company charge, it goes on and on. Now don't get me wrong, I'm really not complaining. Not for a second. You see, I'm not the type of person that can have a job. Sure, I've had a few jobs. I worked on the oil rigs. I was a futures trader outside London. I failed horribly at that. By the time I got kicked out, yes, kicked out, I was losing about $1,000 a day. I worked in a menswear store. I did IT for a year and a half. Every bit of it, every day. I hated it. The only exception to any job I've ever had was that of the futures trader. Even though I lost money every day, I was in there before everyone else. I left after everyone else. I absolutely loved it. And those trading rooms where they trade financial instruments and stuff, they really are as wild as they make out to be in TV programs and things like that. In fact, they're probably worse. But I'll tell you about that another time. Right, let's go into the workshop. Okay, so I have something to show you in the workshop today. This, as you know, is the tumbler. It's how I smooth the titanium and get the great finish on it, the proprietary finish. But I don't believe I've shown you sort of in detail, like close up, what the tumbling process actually does. Like, I'll show you. Luckily, I remember to take in my fancy box full of lenses. Right, let's get a fine macro lens on here. Oh, that's a bit different, isn't it? Right, what I have here are two scalper bottle openers. Look like this. Actually, you know what? This lens isn't quite right. Let's try the other one. There we go, that's more like it. Now believe it or not, this lens here, the glass on it looks like the surface of the moon. It's covered in craters because a few months ago I had it too close to the water jet cutter, and the garnet, the sort of, when I was cutting something, just covered this lens. But it seems okay, it's weird. Yeah, anyway. So like I said, I've got 2 scalper bottle openers here. I'll show you what it looks like raw. This is what it looks like when it comes straight back from my machinist off his CNC machine. Hopefully this has given you a good idea. Believe it or not, some people sell products just like this, straight off the CNC, but there's no way I could do that. Like, nah, the surface finish is too important. The feel of it, you know, how you use it, how it sits in your pocket or wherever you put it. Anyway, that's my rant over there. Now here's a finished one after it's been through the various tumbling processes. I'll see actually if I can find 1 or 2 other examples for you, because you know, that's one example. Probably good to see another couple while I'm at it, and I've got the super macro lens on. Okay, so I don't have a before and after just for the tumbling, but I have a before it being CNC machined, and then after it finished tumbling. So I've got my hand key pocket clip, and I'll show you what it looks like once it comes off our water jet cutter. So that's it there. You can see how rough the edges are, just ugly like sandpaper. That there is the tag that holds it in when we put it on the water jet cutter. As you can see, it's really far from a finished product. In fact, I'll show you the fully finished version right next to this one. It'll give you a better idea, I think. There we go, look at that. What a difference. I'm so surprised how much effort it takes to get from the raw version on the right to the sort of finished version on the left there. Right, let's get this normal lens back on. There we go. That's a lot better. Now very quickly, these sort of key holder dangler things that I've just been showing you, they're my most copied product. If you go onto eBay, Amazon, Etsy, those kind of websites, you will see a rip-off of this from China, and you'll see it. It's only like $30 or something. But here's the funny thing, they've just barely gone past the first stage. You know the raw stage there? Basically that's just about where they stop. Like, there's no beveling, there's no nice finishing, it's just like as cheap as it can possibly be made. And I understand that. The cheapest part of making this pocket clip is the raw materials and the cutting. 90% of the expense comes after that. 90% of the hassle comes after that. That's the easy bit. And that's probably why not many people do it. Now I know that not everyone is gonna buy my titanium products, because I'll say it, they're not cheap. You can get cheaper elsewhere, but for sure, it will in no way be the same quality. But that's fine, you know, like I aim to sell my products to people who appreciate quality, want nothing but the best. And with that, I'm gonna leave you with this quote from Earl Nightingale. It's simply 3 words. Excellence always sells.